day stuck in the middle. You got the day off. Good for you. You got to work. Good for us. What up? Hope you had a great, safe 4th of July. 'Tis the opening drive. And thank you for being with us this morning. Jeff Sabieta working this morning with Gato Roberto.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm awake, barely.
Which is a kind of deemed success, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You got the worst day of all to have to fill in.
No, I never consider filling in as a bad day.
No, I didn't say it was. Well, all right, fair.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying because
yes,
the fireworks
last night. Like everybody who's had to get up this morning, all of us working stiffs who have to go to work, are like, damn, I need a nap, right?
Yeah. Naps are fantastic.
And especially if you got to wake up. I remember when I really had to get up early, when I was doing the morning show over Channel 13, and would wake up at 3 a.m. and have to get up and put on a suit and go. That's when I was trying to go to bed about 8 o'clock at night. So you figure 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. That was trying to get like 6.5, 7 hours a night.
Yeah.
Which never happened, by the way.
Yeah.
Never.
Not on 4th of July.
Never. The 4th, forget it.
Yeah. Just fireworks start going off at 10 o'clock just after you've had a couple of hours sleep. Just enough to keep you awake.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. I think I crashed about 10:30, which is relatively normal for me. So, but yeah, they were everywhere. Hope you had a good, safe 4th. Did you work at all yesterday?
Yes. I was here in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I got out of here at 6 o'clock.
All right. Good 4th? Special 4th? Just another day?
Just another day.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. If you had anything go on, I mean, we're here today. Look, this is going to be a shotgun smorgasbord of a show. We'll go all over the place. Nick Neal join us coming up at 8:30 this morning. We'll get you a golf tip. We're going to talk to him about Hayden Springer shooting a 59. You're like, who the hell's Hayden Springer? All I know is it's a dude who shot a 59 on the PGA Tour. He's a 27-year-old kid out of Tennessee. I guess when you're 27, you're not really a kid anymore. He shot his age on the front nine at 27 and then finished eagle birdie and broke 60, which is golf's magic number. It's the 14th sub-60 round in PGA Tour history, and it happened 2 weeks ago. Cameron Young did it at the Travelers, but you break 60, man. I mean, there's plenty of us who are struggling breaking 60 on the front nine, let alone going crazy like that at a PGA tournament. So we'll get there. We'll talk to Nick about that. Coming up at 8:30 this morning, get you a golf tip and help your game because Lord knows the game needs some help. Let me give you phone numbers to get involved with the show today. Encourage you to do so. 505-246-0610. 505-246-0610. Your email's Jeff at sports@olabq.com. And JJ will be back on Monday if you want to hit JJ in emails. Jeff at sports@olabq.com and on the Facebook. The OD and the AM, you can watch the show. Adrian's working today. Adrian, thanks for getting up early this morning.
Thank you, Adrian.
Appreciate him over at ProView Networks. You can watch us on the Facebook page. The OD and the AM. Give us a like while you're there. And on ProView Networks YouTube channels and on Comcast channel 26 throughout. I guess it's Xfinity now. I know I always say Comcast.
Yeah.
It is Xfinity.
It's Xfinity, but that's kind of like CNM and
what were they before? See, now you can't remember, can you? What were they before?
No, I can't remember now that you said that. Thank you.
I'm right there with you, though. NMI or something? No.
No.
The hell was it? I don't know what it was either. It's CNM now.
Our listeners will help us out.
See, they rebranded.
Yeah. Well, they have rebranded, 15 years ago?
Yeah, no, it's been a minute now. Right.
Yeah, so.
Right. There's things like that. There's, you ever go down to Las Cruces?
No.
The Encanto Hotel is the hotel up on the hill. It used to be the Hilton, but it's been the Encanto for Lord knows how long. Jim Long's group owns that. The same people own Hotel Albuquerque and then Tiva Lodge here. But it rebranded. But I've got a couple of buddies who've lived down there for, longer than I've known them. Right. I mean, and I've known them probably 25 years. And okay, well, I'll get you a room at the Hilton. All right, I'll meet you over at the Hilton. It's still. To them, it's the Hilton.
Yeah.
And it's, I talk about that with ballparks all the time. If you put your name on a ballpark, like what do you call the amphitheater down there, down south of town, the music venue?
Which one?
The amphitheater. That's currently called Isleta Amphitheater.
Yeah.
You call it Isleta Amphitheater? Which is
I call
good.
it a very long drive during concert.
Fair enough. Well, yeah, when you're driving and you're doing Uber and Lyft, yeah, it's
And
miserable.
it takes an hour to go 2 miles.
Yeah, no, that's miserable. But I know a lot of people still call it Journal Pavilion because Journal's name was on it. There's like Bank One Ballpark was the initial name in Arizona where the Diamondbacks play, and now it's something else. But people still call it Bank One Ballpark. Pac-Bell Park turned into something. It's just, when you get a second name, it's always tough to rebrand. So, that's what it is.
That's called naming rights.
Yeah, and that's
It's
why
money.
well, I mean, it's kind of like where the Lakers play. I mean, it's now called Crypto.com Arena. And since it was raised out of the ground, it was Staples Center for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
And then it became Crypto.com Arena, and whatever you call it, you call it. I don't even know. Like, I was just at the Broncos Stadium. It used to be Mile High, and then it was something else. Now it's Empower Field at Mile High.
It's Mile High.
Yeah.
That's my stadium.
Your stadium?
Well, I was born and raised there. So.
Yeah. I just saw the Stones there a week ago Thursday.
Good concert. Is that a good concert venue? Is it got good?
I mean, it's a
acoustics?
stadium. It's it's a stadium venue.
Okay.
It was fine. It was 80,000 people or whatever the hell it was, and getting in and out, and yeah. All right, I got a lot for you today. I got look. I guess there's no show in America that's not going to do some sort of hot dog eating take, and we will at some point. I got my thoughts on. Do you watch the hot dog eating contest?
No, I don't.
Do you make a point of not watching it, or is it just not your thing, or you just you forgot it was on, or?
I'm really just so busy with things. I rarely watch anything.
Fair enough.
It's just the way it is. That it's just my thing.
Yeah.
I just don't watch much in the way of TV or movies or anything.
Yeah, fair enough. I did not watch it. I forgot it was on. I didn't care. I just, but I got some takes on Patrick Bertoletti winning the hot dog eating contest for the men, and Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi getting together and doing their thing, and I guess it can't be the 4th of July if you don't jam 57 hot dogs down your neck in 10 minutes. How many think you could do it if like you had to? Like, all right, here's your deal. 10 here. Could you do 10 in 10 minutes?
I might get 3 down.
All right, here's.
I gotta chew. These guys don't chew.
And they put them in the water. All right, so here's a significant amount of money, something that's significant to you. Let's just say here's $100,000, $500,000, whatever it is. If you can get 10 hot dogs down your neck in 10 minutes,
I could not do it.
You can do it?
No.
I don't know that I could either. I think I could, but like 10
No, competitive eating
is nasty, is disgusting, is
but it is a sport in the sense that you have to train for it. It takes dedication. It takes.
Is it a sport?
In the sense of that you have to train for it. And the ordinary person could not go and cram 10 hot dogs down in 10 minutes, just right off the street.
Let alone 57.
Yeah. So in the sense that you have to train, in the sense that you have to have dedication, in the sense that you have to concentrate when you're doing this.
So does that make them athletes? If it is a sport, then this Joey Chestnut and this Patrick Bertoletti guy.
Isn't that an olive oil? Bertoletti?
Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right. Actually, I think you're right. Or something like that. I know what you're saying now.
I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
But does that make them athletes? If you're trying to tell me it's a sport, I'm not convinced it is.
I'm not convinced that it's a sport in the sense of football or baseball, tennis, racquetball, physical sports. I always have qualified it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that because you're making me think because they have to train for it. So does that make them athletes?
Is chess a sport? You have to train for
Okay,
that.
so here's the deal. There's a difference between a sport and a game. There's a difference between a sport and a competition, right?
Yes, I'd go with that.
I do not believe chess is a sport. There is nothing athletic. Moving your arm and going knight from whatever to I don't even know the term. It is a game, and I firmly agree with you that it is skill. I mean, look, you got to train for a lot of things. You got to train for you got to prepare for tests. That doesn't make you an athlete. You got to prepare to take the the LSAT. It doesn't make you an athlete. So I'm going to draw the line a little bit. Like no, if it comes in a box, a board game's a game. It's not a sport.
Yeah.
You can tell me it's a competition, but there's a difference
yes.
between a sport and a game, a competition.
Which is why I qualified.
Yeah, like golf is a sport, bowling is a sport, archery, I even believe is a sport.
Oh yeah, I did that.
Competitive eating, you're trying to tell me is, huh?
Only as I qualified it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. You've made me think in a way that I've not thought before, and so I appreciate that. All right, did you catch it? I got a lot of thoughts on Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi getting together, and did they eat Impossible dogs, and is that better for your colon than how do you feel afterwards? Like, honestly, I don't want to be anywhere near these guys, 30 to 60 to 90 minutes later.
No, I don't either.
I just, did you see the dude who chugged the gallon of lemonade in 21 seconds or whatever the number was? They did a lemonade chug too. So they all stood there with like one of those gigantic glass, things of a gallon of lemonade and chugging that.
That's the only way I would be watching something like that is like a bird that's watching a rattlesnake eyeing it.
Yeah. I saw the highlights. I didn't watch the competition. I didn't sit around and do that.
No, I'm not. Like I said, I would not do that, even momentarily. That's not something I would pause the channel clicker with.
I'll ask the question then. What's the number that would make you try? So all right, you got to do, let's make it palatable. And maybe this isn't. It's a hot dog a minute. So 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
A, do you think you could do it? And
No.
B, what's the number that would have to be put in front of you to make you go get it done? And would you train? Like, how the hell do you train for that? You got to...
That's what Google's for. Google how to train for competitive eating.
Oh. But what's the number? Is it 10 grand? Is it 100 grand? Is it like is it $100? Like, what would it be enough for you to say, fine, you dared me, and there's that number on the line. I'm gonna stuff 10 hot dogs and buns down my neck in 10 minutes. 10. These MFers are
no
57, dude.
I ain't even going to try it.
No, I'm not going to eat 57 in the next 4 years, 5 years. No, honestly.
I might do that this year.
How long you think you eat 57 hot dogs in a year?
Well, maybe.
I know I don't. In fact, I'm not even certain I've had a hot dog this year.
Well, I don't do hot dogs. I do smoked sausages, which are bigger.
Yeah.
They're like.
Have you eaten a traditional hot dog on a bun, just with mustard, relish, whatever you put on? I don't care what you put on. I'm not the guy who tells you what to put on your hot dog. Have you eaten? I don't know that I've had one.
Not a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like I said,
but you've had sausage. Yeah, I've had
sausages
and links
which are usually about 1.5 times the weight.
Was it Rudy's the other day? Had one of those, links, and but that's
those
different.
are good.
Yeah, it's a whole other story.
Yeah, it is. Because hot dogs are skinny and there's not a whole lot of weight to them.
Yeah. Gopher says the Bobcat Ho. Jeff, tell friends and family they should be tuned to the OD this AM for the Bobcat Ho.
Oh God.
That's right. That's right. We'll,
after 40 years of smoking, I just don't have the lunch.
You can hoe. After 40 years of smoking, you got to hoe. I'm just saying. All right, 505-246-0610. Let's hit this first break. When we come back, Cowboy fan, your quarterback, that quarterback, has been wearing a walking boot with camp getting set to start here in 2 weeks. What the hell's going on? I'll tell you about Dak Prescott's injury next. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on? Who are you guys?
Well, sir, I'm going to pick you up at the DWI checkpoint for drunk driving.
And that's when I have to come down to get you out of jail.
Well, temporarily. I'm Judge Torres.
They call him the Hammer. Hey, hot off the presses, champ.
I'm real proud of you, honey.
Way to make them happy back home, Captain.
Who's that?
That's your new buddy in jail.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange.
The eating athletes. And they're not like they're not gigantic fat human beings either.
No. Joey Chestnut is Weighs less than I do.
So how do they
do it?
I mean, it's just some gnarly purge as soon as they go backstage?
Oh, I would imagine so.
It's just you got this big vomit vat, and they just go in there and they just zook.
No.
And what? It's like a big chunder bucket. Sorry, you're eating your breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That's not something I would want to see either.
Oh,
God.
I mean, it can't be healthy, right? You're telling me. How do you get into it? Like your kid comes home. Hey, Dad, I got a new sport. I remember like when Addie came home and it's like, I'm going to play lacrosse. Dad, I'm going out for the powerlifting team. Dad, I'm thinking about going out for rowing. Okay. Hey, Dad, I just joined the competitive eating league. You did what? Yeah, we crushed 3 pounds of mashed potatoes in 10 minutes, or like, and it's not just the hot dogs, dude. I mean, they do all this gnarly,
all sorts of stuff. Wings.
Yeah,
they do wings.
You must be so proud.
Well, if they make money at it,
I mean, you're a professional competitive eater.
I would not like to see their grocery bill.
Yeah. Lobo Hobo said, Heather Dyke always says, she's the soccer coach over at UNM, the best team doesn't always win, Jeffy. Well, without Chestnut and Stigiashi, it feels like we didn't see the best eaters in the world. And they got together over at Fort Bliss. They hosted their own thing on Netflix. We had dueling. This is what our world's come to. I got dueling competitive hot dog eating contests to watch.
I think Joey last year did 63 in the 10 minutes. I think that's what I read.
I mean, God bless him.
So that's only, 5 more than today's champ.
Yeah, he did 57 yesterday at Fort Bliss. What was this? 25. He holds the record. Do you know what the record is?
No.
Joey Chestnut, 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. 76, dude.
Oh, God.
Do you know why he couldn't compete? Because he endorsed the non-meat hot dog, the Impossible hot dog.
Yeah.
Took their money. Yeah, whatever.
Well, money talks.
I still don't understand this one. But all right. I know I teased you about this, and Cowboy fans going, okay, shut up about the dogs and tell me about my quarterback.
Yes.
Dak Prescott was in a walking boot. Evidently, he is no longer wearing this boot. He suffered a minor right foot sprain that temporarily required him to wear a walking boot. So he was in Cabo recently in a boot, and there's a picture that surfaced of him on vacation in Cabo, and he was wearing the boot. It's not certain when the picture was taken, but according to this source who told ESPN that he is no longer in this walking boot. Now, Cowboy fan, they tell me, whoever they are and whoever I am, the injury is not expected to impact Dak Prescott when the Cowboys host their first training camp practice, which is on July 25th, 20 days from today. I don't know how he suffered the injury. I haven't seen a report on that. Cowboys last held an organized workout on June 5th. But remember, he did undergo season-ending surgery for a compound fracture and dislocation of his right ankle. This was in 2020. So that's 4 years ago. That was after week 5. Remember, he was out the rest of the season. He's the final year of his contract. I mean, he's a bargain. He's only, Bob, making $29 million this year, and next year he'll make more than 60. So he's got to somehow get by on $29 million this year. And
that's tough to do.
Oh, I mean, it's really tough, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
It's, but that's the quarterback situation, and I know that because it's him, and because it's the Cowboys, and because it's a pretty slow cycle when you get around the 4th of July and this weekend, and you will get a lot of noise on the Dak Prescott minor injury coming up, and everybody's going to be picking around to see. But in Espanol, Dak Prescott estuvo este fin de semana en Los Cabos. Well, you don't need to hear it. But that's the deal. He's the guy who still's not been signed. He's the guy. Well, 3 of them haven't been signed. They haven't signed their wide receiver in CeeDee Lamb, and they haven't signed Micah Parsons, their edge rusher, yet. And they're going to go to camp here coming up in a couple of weeks. I think if Dak is on the market next year, and I think there's a growing possibility that he's a free agent. I think there's a growing possibility he'll be the Raiders quarterback. I think the Raiders are probably primed for it, although I do believe that there'll be a number of franchises who are going to be sitting there. I think Seattle's one of them that are going to be sitting around looking for a quarterback. New Orleans could end up being one of them. Carolina. I mean, if this whole Bryce Young thing doesn't work, he better get a lot better, or they could be one of them. What's going to happen with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers? Is he done after this year? They could be one of them. There could be the Pittsburgh Steelers could be a quarterback looking team. So I think just watch the Dak stuff. And I know you're watching the Dak stuff because as we hit now 3 weeks, I mean, man, people are going to get injured. That's just this league. That's that game. But to go into it with an injury is something that just keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on it. When we come back, I want to get into this. Have you watched the Hard Knocks off season? So HBO, whether you're a fan of the show or you're not, they do a terrific job in chronicling the behind the scenes of a National Football League franchise. And during training camp, I think you're accustomed to what they do, and they go into the meetings and they follow a couple of players, and somebody gets cut and somebody makes the team, and you learn about a family and you learn about a guy, and you start to fall in love with the coach or whatever. And then they do it during the season. They did it with the Cardinals, I think, last year. They've now done, and I think the first one just aired, with the New York Football Giants. They're doing Hard Knocks off season. And I watched the first one, and I was pretty intrigued by it. I want to get into something because it really, really punctuated a point that we have made on this show, and a conversation point that has been so common here, is when you pay your quarterback, they got to steal at $29 million. The Giants are paying their quarterback $40 million. Now we're talking about quarterbacks getting $60 million. How it affects the rest of the roster. And I want to talk about that and give you that example. We'll do that. The number is 505-246-0610, but a great illustration of roster salary cap distribution and how you can get crippled by the quarterback on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We're all moving a little faster now.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420.
5th of July. Hope you're feeling well. Had a great, safe 4th of July. Celebrated with the people you love. Had a good time. Some of you got to work this morning. I get it. So does Bob. Gato Roberto's in for JJ Buck. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal. Are you in it all next week? You know?
Next week. I don't believe so.
Because JJ's going to be here solo. I got to go to Vegas Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Big 12 and Mountain West Media Days. I can't even believe next week's football media days. Bronco Mendenhall is scheduled to be with us Monday at 9 o'clock. So if you're with us Monday or want to hear Bronco, make a point to be with us Monday morning. I know you always do. 9 o'clock, we'll talk to the local football coach before he gets set to start really now his first football season as we get into it. Next week, I always think media day is the start of these things. And we get started and he'll be with us, and we'll talk with Luke Weissong at some point next week as well. All right, Bob, we talk money because that's just part of sports, right? And we throw numbers around, and you are the one who said to me, and I've given you credit most of the time, although I've used it sometimes without always crediting you.
That's okay.
We live on the same planet but in different worlds.
Yes.
And we do. If you've got HBO or access to it, I think it's worth taking a look at Hard Knocks off season. And you might say that was really good, or you might say, you know what, that's not my thing. Which school you're like, what off season football? What do we give a damn? It was really, really interesting. Episode 1. They're following the New York Giants, and it basically bounced around. It shows the meetings, and the access I thought was really, really intimate. Where Joe Shane, the general manager of the Giants, and it took you into meetings, pre-draft meetings, draft stuff, but really the big things was the frank discussions that they had internally, including with the owner and with John Mara, about what to do with Saquon Barkley. And it came down to they basically couldn't afford to pay Saquon what he was demanding as a running back. And they've got a salary cap in the National Football League. And they're paying their quarterback $40 million. And they were like, Joe Schoen at one point was talking to John Mara, the owner, and he was at the point where we're going to let him go. If someone wants to trade for him, that's great, but nobody's going to come in and trade. We'll go on the market. We'll find a running back. But he says, what we're really going to get, unless it got down to $7 million, I don't want to offer that because I don't want to be like we disrespected him. There's 31 teams, and it only takes one to maybe be open to doing something. If it doesn't get to that, then hey, we're going to let you hit free agency. Find out your market. Come back and let us know if we can match it. If we can, we'll have those discussions. End quote. It was right during that moment where John Mara, the owner, in the conversation with Joe Schoen, the general manager who makes these player decisions, he said, in a perfect world, I'd still like to have him back. And the owner has been very open with the media since March. He said that he was sick over possibility of losing Saquon Barkley. Now, eventually Saquon Barkley left in free agency. He got a $37.7 million deal with the Eagles, $26 million guaranteed. But while the Giants they said they wanted to keep him, in this episode, Shane pointed out to the need to bolster his offensive line. He had to pay guys to protect his quarterback. He said they have to give Daniel Jones a fighting chance to succeed next season because Jones, at $40 million, they got to know if he's their quarterback going forward. Now, somebody in one of the meetings asked, well, if we get rid of Saquon, what is our offensive identity? Fair question. And he said, we got a healthy Darius Slayton. We got guys on the outside. But here's what it came down to. And there was a quote in here when Joe Schoen, the general manager, was talking to the owner. Quote, we have to upgrade the offensive line and you're paying Daniel Jones $40 million. And it's not to hand the ball off to a $12 million back. My plan is to address the offensive line at some point here in free agency. We're sitting at 6. There's a chance there's an offensive weapon there. This is the year for Daniel, end quote. So this is where the Giants are. This is where the Cowboys are. That's why you saw Tony Pollard leave. That's why, right, Dak Prescott wants $60 million a year. I think that's wonderful. I want $60 million a year too. Tom Brady over the years is relatively infamous or famous for taking less than he could have. Now, look, Tom Brady made plenty of money, and Tom Brady realized I can make more by continuing to win. And if I take a few $1 million less and they can get me another receiver or a good, spend more on a left tackle to protect me, I'm better off and I can continue to win. But we've had these conversations about quarterbacks and running backs and where's the money coming from. And I think this was the classic illustration and case in point of everything we've been talking about on this show for months about the value of running backs. The teams that are paid running backs, San Francisco, Packers just did with Josh Jacobs, and there's not many more, have quarterbacks who are on rookie deals, right? Brock Purdy of the 49ers is making under $1 million a year. He's gone to the NFC Championship game twice. Why? Well, that's going to come to an end after this year, but he was the last pick in the draft. They didn't think he was going to be the guy, and he's playing on his rookie deal. He's making like $900,000 a year. It's a bargain. So they can go out and pay Christian McCaffrey top of the market running back money for like another year. But you're having these conversations, and you see it with them because they see it coming. They've got 2 wide receivers in Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel who want to get paid. And they can't pay them both because they know after this year, their quarterback is going to go from costing them under $1 million to costing them about $50 million a year. And you have a salary cap. You have a puzzle which you need to put together. If any of you have ever played in a fantasy football league with a salary cap, you kind of understand it. If you've ever been in one of those auction drafts, you have $200,000 or $200 or $300, whatever it is, and you got to fit everybody, 18 guys under that roster. You get it. If you're going to spend $103 on Christian McCaffrey, you're going to have a bunch of $1 receivers at the end of the day. If you're going to spend $50 million on your quarterback, you're going to have to find a running back for $2-3 million. And that's the Saquon thing. But if you get a chance to take a look at it, it was just fascinating conversation inside. I mean, go ahead and look at the quarterbacks in this league that have gotten paid. Josh Allen is going to get paid in Buffalo. He's only making, I think, $48 million now. He's underpaid. But James Cook, their running back, isn't making a ton of money. Kansas City pays Patrick Mahomes, and they've got Isaiah Pacheco, who's a seventh-round pick, and not making a ton of money at running back. Joe Mixon just got cut by the Bengals because they got Joe Burrow under a big contract. He was a salary cap hit, right? Look everywhere you're going that the quarterback is making that money, and it explains to you the running back market, and especially when you're now paying the receivers. It was some fascinating conversation, and look, I get it. The Hard Knocks thing isn't for everybody. But I thought it was some access that we just don't get. And I've seen some criticism coming out of like NBC in New York. Why would the Giants open themselves up to this? There were real conversations there. Saquon watched the whole thing. It'd be, Bob, it's like you're watching your bosses talk about whether or not I want to renew Bob's contract. You know, how much should we pay him? What's he worth? Well, we can get another guy, you know, because we're paying Brandon all that money. And I mean, we can't afford to pay Bob. How we can get a young guy and bring him in here for minimum? Yeah. I mean, it literally was those conversations.
Oh, I understand that, but then the flip side of that is you're going to pay a rookie a lot less and let go of the guy that has all the experience.
That's right. No, and that's part of what you're dealing with.
Yeah,
and you're playing a game here, and running back is that position with which you play this fine line game. And I don't even know. I think it's a game. There's a magic number for running backs. When a running back hits 30, his value drops even more. And Saquon's 27. So you would think he's in his prime. And he got paid. He got paid towards the top of the market. But he's oft injured. Running backs are, dude. They have the ball. What's the job, man? Would you rather be the guy who hits or get hit? Right? I mean, that's the job. And you're getting hit at different angles, and your knees go out and your ankles go out. It's a tough one. But it just really illustrated what we've talked about for, I don't know, forever on this show. And if you get it, take a look at it. All right, 505-246-0610. That's the phone number to get in here today. Love your help today. Love your conversation. Love to hear how you spent the 4th, whether I want to keep this out there the whole day. I asked Dale, DC next door, what's the number? If someone said you have to eat 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes, you're like, I can't do it. I know. But what's the number? And I think his number was $100,000. He'd give it a shot. Is your number $100, $10,000, $100,000? I mean, what is it that you'd say, all right, I'll try, to make that difference? Is it a T-shirt?
Boy, are you cheap.
Remember Fuddruckers used to have that thing, eat the big giant, whatever it was, 1 pound burger and the bun and the fries. If you eat the whole thing, you get a T-shirt or something. And JJ and Michael Ann both tried to do it. We did the live show out there. I'm like, no, man, I'm good. I got enough T-shirts.
Yeah.
Gildan was our people at that time. I got plenty of damn T-shirts. But yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah. A burger in 10 minutes, a pound burger
with the fries and the bun.
That I might try.
All right.
But not
for a T-shirt.
Not the hot dog.
For a T-shirt.
No, I think I want more than just a T-shirt.
Fair enough. I think you should get more than just a T-shirt. All right, 505-246-0610. Nick Nee's going to be with us coming up at 8:30. We'll get you a golf tip. Talk about a golfer shooting a 59 yesterday at the John Deere. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Hey, DQ.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit International Protective Service.
You did get New Mexico United out at the ball pitch. Wednesday night, a huge crowd out there, the largest of the season, and another victory for the first place club in the Western Conference of USL Championship. 2-0 United over Orange County SC. 12,000 plus out there. Fireworks always help, Bob.
Yes.
Every time, I mean, you put on fireworks and they come a running.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves them some fireworks.
Yes.
And plus, good soccer team, man. This is a team that is playing really, really well. They're 7-0 at home, 7-0 at home this season, and lengthened their grip on first place in the Western Conference. And they continue to go and go and go. And they didn't win by one goal. They've been winning a lot of games by one goal. They got a couple of them, both in the second half. Evian Flanagan and Abdi Mohammed both scored, and United were winners on a beautiful evening out of the ball pitch. They beat Orange County SC. Next up, they're back into the U.S. Open Cup. They'll be in Los Angeles next week to play LAFC in the Open Cup and see if they can advance in that, which is a big deal. But if you were out there, I'd love your thoughts on just the atmosphere. The July 3rd, it's always kind of been a baseball thing, right? Because Isotopes have always been home third or fourth. And the league has tried to give each team one of those nights. And because of the way the scheduling has been, it was kind of impossible, I guess, with the fourth on a Thursday. They get Monday off every week.
Yes.
And so there was no way to kind of, I guess, move the scheduling around. And so next year they'll probably be at home, but they were down in El Paso. And a good night for a good team, man. United is really, really good. By far the best team I think that they've had in their short history. And they're going to make a real run to the championship in USL Championship. And if you were out there, love to hear your thoughts on the atmosphere, the game, the night, the whole thing. You can hit that. Rod wants to know, why did that just disappear? Holy smokes. How come? All right.
We love it when that happens.
Well, it's this computer is like,
Yeah,
honestly, I can't. I don't know, Rod. I'll get it when. Oh, here it is. 3 days for media. Jefferson, how long does it take for coaches to lie or tell us we had a good offseason? The guys worked hard. We had a great recruiting class. I love our staff, and we've worked hard to change the culture. And my new favorite, we think we're improved, but our conference is so tough. It's from Rod. Well, it's 2 leagues, Rob. So it takes 2 days for them to do that. They give the coaches 1 day to tell you that, and then they give the players another day. At least that's the way the Mountain West does it. The Big 12 is going to do it by teams. So they got half of the teams are going to come in on Tuesday and then the other half on Wednesday. So the Big 12 is Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the Mountain West is Wednesday, Thursday.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So how long does it take? I mean, plus, if you start looking at the schedules, they've got, both their networks. Well, now 3 networks. So you've got Sirius Radio's in there for interviews, so they go through their Sirius, they go through their league promotion. So all those promos you see throughout the year, guys in uniforms and in whatever their promos are, they shoot all that stuff this week in Vegas. So they go through all their the league promos. Then CBS Sports got to do all their stuff. Fox is going to get theirs. TNT is going to get theirs. There's a local all the local affiliate. There's a TV room. And then there's a radio row where the guys just go through, and it's a grinder, man. These guys just go and they're asked. You just you try to have a conversation with them. But yeah, it takes 2 days. It takes 2 days. Bruce says Bobby steals everything. Jeff, I heard Bob Clark. He's at Southwest University Park this weekend in El Paso. Watch him get Armando on a show on Monday. Bob. Armando is a guy who called our show from El Paso. He came up here, man. We used to do Eat with the Animals. I had lunch with him. He's not my Mondo, and he's not your Mondo. He's Armando.
Okay.
And Armando lived in El Paso, but we call the show all the time. And then I don't know what happened to him. He just disappeared about 6 years ago. I don't know, somewhere. I lose track of time. So every once in a while, his name comes up. Garcia says, WTH, Jeffy. 4th of July is middle of summer, and 116 out of 120 minor league clubs get a home game this weekend. Can you name one of the 4 Boys of Summer squad not? If I was with the Albuquerque Isotopes and I got the schedule from PCL, I'd send it back and tell them to try again. If that's true, I'd like to know why. Is it true? 100? Well,
yeah, that's what they were saying.
116 out of the 120 clubs
Yes.
got it. Well, the other piece is then when you're sharing a stadium and you got to flip it over, it probably was not possible to turn it over for baseball in one. Well, I know it's not in one night. So, I mean, if United played on
that would
Wednesday,
be one heck of a groundskeeper if they could do that.
Well, I mean, I guess it would be easier to go from soccer to baseball, right? You got to peel that turf off, clear the lawn. I mean, that's got to be a ton. Garcia, I don't know the answer. I honestly, I don't know. If 116 out of 120 clubs got one, and yours was one of the 4 who didn't, I'm going to guess it had something to do with scheduling and flip of the field, but I don't know. I don't know the answer.
That's what they were saying all last
What's
week.
that?
That 116 out of 120.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Who's they?
Josh Sushan.
He's a pretty good day.
Yeah.
He's got this week off. You got Joe Traub calling games this week.
Yeah.
You'll hear him.
Joe was doing it also.
Yeah, Joe Traub's. Yeah, but he was saying it too?
Yes.
All right. So they feel like they got ripped off?
They didn't say that. They just said, we are here all week. Usually one of us, one day would be home.
Yeah.
But not this year because of scheduling.
Got it.
That's what they said.
All right, I'll get you up to date on Wimbledon. That's going on. Hayden Springer shoots a 59 on the PGA Tour. We're going to talk with Nick Nate coming up at 8:30 this morning. Get his thoughts on that. Get you a golf tip and competitive eating. What would it take for you to do it? And what could you do? You ever look at the competitive eating website? And I'll get you some ideas. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Congratulations to Jeff Symbieta and JJ.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like this shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom. Boom.
OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Oh, I've gotten down a rabbit hole and I'm taking you with me. And I apologize for... if you haven't started breakfast yet, don't start yet. Give it a little bit because I'm taking you down a rabbit hole of competitive eating.
I was afraid of that.
And you're coming with me, though.
Okay.
And you're going to play along, and we're going to play a little game. So I asked you... God bless you. Hope you had a great 4th.
Yeah.
It is the 5th of July. I know you didn't sleep well last night because fireworks were going off everywhere. And hey, baby, it's the 4th of July. You ever heard the X song, 4th of July?
No.
It's a great one.
Okay.
It's a great one.
You want me to pull it up?
Great band. Great LA band, X. Not the platform, but the band. Anyway, No Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut. They did their own thing at Fort Bliss. By the way, Joey Chestnut did 57 hot dogs yesterday in 10 minutes. And so I asked the question earlier. You don't have to do 57. None of us can. It's inhuman. But if there were like 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes, you're like, damn. At first you say, yeah, I could do that. And you're like, you can't, dude. But what would be the number that makes you try? You know, if put 10 hot dogs and buns in front of you and you got 10 minutes, is it $100, $10,000, 100? What would be the number? But I just went down this rabbit hole of the Major League Eating website.
Okay.
All right, and so they got their schedule coming up. And so the next event is next week in by the way, what do you think the total purse, so the total prizes, not first place, but the total amount of prizes for all those people at the Nathan's Coney Island one? That's their biggest one. What do you think the total purse is?
$200,000?
$40,000, dude.
That's it?
That's it.
And bragging rights.
God bless you. You can brag all you want or barf, whatever you want to do.
A lot of people know Joey Chestnut's
That's right.
name.
And they don't know anybody else but him and Kobayashi. But yeah.
And what did he do? He signed with the Impossible Meats.
Yeah. All right, so their next one is July 13th. They're going to Grand Rapids, Michigan for the Great American Blueberry Eating Championship. Total prize is $8,000.
Is it straight blueberries or blueberry
Just
muffins?
straight blueberries.
Okay.
Man.
I have those with my oatmeal.
Yeah, all right. The next one, the week after, or 2 weeks after, they'll be in Prior Lake, Minnesota for the Great Midwest Rib Fest and the Rib Eating Championship.
Now, that one I might try.
All right. Total purse prize, $4,000.
That's okay. I would try.
The next one will be in Toronto on August 10th. Smokers Poutinier World Championship Poutine Eating Contest.
Don't even know what that is.
And then the one after that, they're going to Colorado for Sloppers. Sloppers are cheeseburgers with green chili on them. All right.
Better be hatched green chili.
So you will probably rest easier knowing that the Major League Eating has safety standards. And Bob,
yes.
Quote, safety is the first consideration in any sport. MLE insists that all sanctioned and competitive eating matches take place in a controlled environment with proper safety measures in place. MLE will not sanction or promote any events that do not adhere to proper safety regulations, and the league believes that speed eating is only suitable for those 18 years of age or older, and only in controlled environments with appropriate rules and with emergency medical technicians present, which is nice.
Yeah.
MLE strongly opposes and discourages home training of any kind. MLE strongly discourages younger individuals from eating for speed or quantity under any circumstances. MLE urges all interested parties to become involved in sanctions events. Do not try speed eating at home.
What do? Take your hot dogs to the nearest fire station where there's EMTs and train there? How are you supposed to train then?
All right. I don't freaking know. Dude, they've got a record book.
Of course they do.
And some of the stuff, I look at it. Hard-boiled eggs in 8 minutes. What do you think the record is? Hard-boiled eggs in 8 minutes.
I'm going to go with 50.
141.
Oh, my God.
Your boy Joey Chestnut. Oh, my God. All right, some of this is just so nasty. Bologna, long-form bologna. How many pounds of bologna in 6 minutes? Or is it bologna? B-O-L-O-G-N-A.
That's tomato. 10 pounds.
2.76 pounds.
Okay.
There's some that you're like, all right, I could do that. Watermelon. 13.2 pounds in 15 minutes. Cannolis. All right, here's one. You just had a donut this morning, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How many glazed donuts do you think is the record in 8 minutes?
Are they Krispy Kremes?
I don't know who made them, dude.
Donuts in 8 minutes. 40?
70. It was done just last month, June 7th of this year, by a gentleman named James Webb. This sounds nasty.
Oh, God.
Chili, like Texas chili.
Okay.
6 minutes.
What's the...
Pounds. I'm sorry, gallons. Gallons.
Plural?
Gallons, plural.
In 8 minutes.
8 minutes of that.
3.
2.438. That's pretty close.
That's the closest I've been all day.
You asked chicken wings.
Yeah.
All right, so these are Hooters chicken wings. 5 minutes. They do it in pounds. How many things?
4.
2.25.
Boy, if somebody was betting against me, they'd be rich by now.
Well, like there's some of this, dude. This is the nasty. Well, I don't know what's nastier, spam or mayonnaise.
Oh.
I know.
Oh. Do I get to fry the spam?
So it's spam from the can. It was
out of the can.
Right out of the can. It was a Spamorama of the Spamorama at Circuit of the Americas, done in 2021. In 8 minutes, a dude named Jeffrey Esper, 9.75 pounds. Pounds of spam in 8 minutes.
How much does a can weigh? 8 ounces.
How much of that mess is in a can? I don't know. Mayonnaise.
Ugh.
Okay.
That's good on a sandwich, but not.
How do you just eat mayonnaise to the tune of 4.32 ounce bowls of mayonnaise? No, 4 32 ounce bowls of mayonnaise in 8 minutes. Oh, God. You eat it like soup. How do you not just chunder everything inside of you after that?
Oh, some of these are disgusting.
I mean, there's pizza and shrimp and cheesecake and peas and baked beans. And
I wouldn't mind the pizza challenge.
The pizza challenge is extra large bocce slices, 15 minutes, due date, 7.5 large pizzas. Dude, that's insane.
Yeah.
He ate 7.5 large pizzas in 15 minutes. Richard the Locust Lefevre.
I could do 1 in 15.
I don't know that I
Maybe
could,
2.
Come on. 2 large pizzas in 15
Maybe.
minutes? No way. Really?
Maybe. No, because I always have to chew at least a little bit.
Some of this, okay, butter sticks.
What?
Butter sticks. 7 quarter-pound sticks of salted butter.
How?
I guess they're softened so they could just ooze down your throat. 7 sticks of butter in 5 minutes. Oh, God. I don't ever want to eat again. Onions.
Oh, jeez. Followed by Tic Tac challenge.
Maui onions.
Maui?
In 1 minute Eric Badlands Booker ate 8.5 ounces of Maui onions. I don't know if that's a lot or not.
What are Maui?
I don't know. Just the whole onion eating contest makes me... Pancakes.
Ooh. With or without syrup and butter?
I don't know the answer. But in 10 minutes, that Bertoletti guy that won yesterday did 50... There's just numbers here, man. 53.25 ounce wild egg pancakes. He ate 50 pancakes in 10 minutes. This dude ate 10 pounds of spaghetti and red sauce in 8 minutes. 10 pounds of spaghetti and red sauce in 8 minutes. 10 pounds. I'm sorry, boys and girls. I went down this. I apologize. Baked beans, 8.4 pounds in 2 minutes and 47 seconds. It just doesn't stop, you guys. It just doesn't stop. Fish tacos, 36-ounce fish tacos in 5 minutes. Joey Chestnut. Philly cheesesteak, 23 6-inch sandwiches in 10 minutes. Joey Chestnut. Green chili stew in Grants, New Mexico. Here we go. We're on the map. Gideon Oji ate 1.31 gallons of green chili stew in 6 minutes. All right, I'll stop. Sherman, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Sherman.
Oh, I'm looking for shots of rye whiskey in 4 minutes.
It's probably 36 by Sherman.
Get into some of these off-the-wall contests here.
It's just, I mean, it doesn't freaking end. It just, like peanut butter and banana sandwiches.
Now, that's edible. Mayonnaise, no. I mean, come on.
Mayonnaise. How about brain tacos? Is that like you're eating brain? Is that what that is? Brain tacos.
So, I guess the question is, what do you do 10 minutes after you win the contest?
Seriously, I don't want to be near you either. There's just got to be this big vomit vat. You go backstage and there's this big vomit vat, and it's like a chunder bucket, and because your body.
Let's see, we're counting these as sports records.
Well, they're records, and just because it's a competition doesn't mean it's a sport. Yeah. All right, man.
Well, it's a good July 5th day, right?
I imagine so. It's at least it's a July 5th day. I don't know if it's good. See you.
Take care.
Banana pudding, 15.5 pounds in 8 minutes. I
had to look up Maui onion.
Yeah.
It's a sweet onion.
All right.
Like a Vidalia.
Makes it better?
Well, it's not, doesn't have that sharp taste to it.
Here's another glazed donut one. I don't know the difference. 87 in 8 minutes. Fish balls. Oh, that sounds disgusting. 368 steamed fish balls in 8 minutes.
I don't know. My mom used to make codfish balls. They were fried. They were delicious.
All right. Bagels with cream cheese. 17.75 bagels with cream cheese in 8 minutes.
No, you got to savor a bagel.
Cherry pie, 17.5 pounds in 8 minutes. Like, what are you doing? You're putting 17.5 pounds of pie in you in 8 minutes.
Wonder what you're like on a date.
How do you get one? Honestly, how do you get one?
I don't know.
28.5. Okay, popcorn. So these are 24-ounce servings, 28.5, 24-ounce servings of popcorn in 8 minutes. How do you do that?
Yeah, because popcorn, you gotta. That's real scratchy popcorn. Popcorn is scratchy. You try to swallow that thing whole.
All right, I'll stop. Although I can't. I can't.
Talk about a rabbit hole.
I know. I apologize for dragging you down with me. Nick Nee's coming up at 8:30. We'll get you a golf tip and ask him, how many hot dogs he ate this weekend. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by FEMA to help.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Croskey-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Croskey-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Mayonnaise. Yeah, imagine. Like Steve from Michigan's asking, is there a time for fries and mayonnaise? Look, I'm not that guy who tells you you shouldn't eat something. You know, there's people who tell you you can't have ketchup on a hot dog. Well, why? I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
If you like fries on your mayonnaise on your fries, kill it, man. I'm not that guy. I might not like it. I might go, oh, that's nasty. But
there's social conventions also.
What do you mean?
Well, like ketchup on a hot dog. You know, some parts of the country that's just almost verboten. But that's what you grew up with in a different part of the country. You know, just live with it.
Yeah.
Let people eat what they want.
100%. No, but you know there's people, and you hear people who you can't put that in your cereal. You can't put that's the big one. You can't put ketchup on your hot dog.
I saw a good cartoon, ketchup on a steak.
All right, I mean, it's not my thing. I mean, but if it's a crummy steak,
you need something,
right?
Yeah.
Well, you got to have A1. I don't have to do a damn thing.
Maybe I don't have A1 in the house.
Right.
Or another steak.
I mean, if I go to a steakhouse and get a really nice steak, I don't prefer to put anything on it. But if you do, knock yourself out, man.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I got way other things to be critical about.
Yes.
If you want to put beer in your cereal, I mean, do it, man. I've tried it. It's not my thing, but
beer.
Right. No, I mean, seriously. I don't care. What do you put in your yogurt? Oh, you put that. I don't care. Like that's not my thing. So yeah, Steve, absolutely. There's time for that. Text line at 505-246-0610 on Isotopes and United and the stadium and 4th of July. It says, soccer in a baseball stadium for 6 years now. Awesome? Not. Team seems it have given up on its own stadium. Soccer in a baseball doesn't work. Kind of does work, but I understand why they want their own stadium. I mean, we
How many people were at the game?
12,000 plus.
That's not too bad.
That's the biggest crowd this year. It's the biggest crowd in that league this year. It's really good.
Yeah. Now, if they could do that every game, close to it,
they get good crowd. Like United's issue is not their crowds. In fact, their stories usually the lead of their stories in front of they always brag about their crowd, which is great. And it's certainly in years past because they hadn't been winning as much as they are now. They're going to get their own stadium at some point. I think the point of this text was to say they need to get their own stadium. I believe that's where this was going, and I believe they will. I don't think they've given up on their own stadium. I know that the process has taken longer than they thought, and they're probably going to spend a year longer than they had planned, or a couple of years longer in Isotopes Park because they're caught up in the process of getting it through the neighborhood committee and the city and the funding. And look, and there will be public funding, and the state's going to help fund it, and the city's giving them the land. But yeah, they're going to get that. It's, is it ideal? No, it's not ideal. But back in the day, man, and it doesn't seem that long ago, but it probably was 30 years ago. Everybody had multi-use stadiums. It's like, arenas are still, you're able to have hockey and basketball tenants, although that's fading. More and more arenas are going away from trying to share NBA and NHL teams because scheduling conflicts, and everybody's got billions of dollars and want to build their own venue. Except for in this place where we can't build anything. No. All right, Nick Mee's next. We're going to talk some golf. We could get you a golf tip. We'll talk about how hard it is to shoot a 59, and just some tips on when it's this hot out and getting around the golf course. If you've been a victim of a home or business break-in, you know all too well it takes hours for police to respond, if not days. They simply just don't have enough officers to cover all the calls they get for service. But when it's your home, when it's your business, you need a quick response. So how about 7 minutes or less? That's normally the response time for customers of International Protective Service, IPS. IPS has officers strategically placed around Albuquerque and now in Santa Fe. They react quickly. Many times they catch criminals in the act. They detain them, and the police come and get them. IPS also provides standing guards if you need eyes on your property around the clock. They'll install alarms and camera systems, and they have a state-of-the-art facility to monitor those cameras 24/7, and it raises the level of security around your home and your business. So you're going away on summer vacation. Who's watching your home? And don't let it be the bad guys. Call the good guys, because a quick response to your alarm or standing guards at your business is what IPS does to let you sleep better at night. You can't prevent all the crime, but if you've got no protection, you're more likely to be victimized. The number is 505-897-2420. 505-897-2420. They're online at ipsglobal.com. IPS is passionate about making Albuquerque and Santa Fe better and safer places to live and work.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
The PGA Tour. It's in Illinois. Guy named Hayden Springer. If I'd have said to you, Hayden Springer is the Rangers starting pitcher today, a pro golfer, a film producer whose dad is named Jerry, or the 12th seed at Wimbledon, would you have been able to guess he's the guy who shot 59 yesterday? Maybe not. 59 on the PGA Tour. He's leading the John Deere. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta. We touch base with the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club about this time every week. He is Nick Nee. Happy holiday weekend, Nick. How you living?
We're living well. Happy holiday weekend to y'all. Hope everyone had a safe and happy 4th. Appreciate you having me.
No, appreciate you as well. I try to explain to people how hard it is to break 60 on a golf course, let alone on the PGA. And I'm not even sure I can put it into words. I mean, there's most of people listening can't break 60 on 9 holes. How do you put it in perspective? And I don't care what course it is. I don't care where you are, man. Dude shot a 59.
I don't even know that I care like what tee you're playing. You shoot 59. It takes some mental toughness and some grit to keep going, because once you kind of get it under par, you know, for those guys, it's like, all right, how deep can you take it? And then you got to go to the next level. And, you know, it's unbelievable to see that on day one, regardless of, like you said, course conditions. I'd say even tee box you play.
Yeah.
Putting that number up there, 18 holes on a professional stage, is unbelievable.
I remember a few years back, I saw you. I was at your place, and you asked me how I played, and I shot a 70-something. It was a good day. I said, yeah, but we played from, I think we played from the whites. I was playing with a group, and you said it to me. It doesn't matter, man. You still got to get up and down and make chips and putts. You still got to put the ball in the hole. And yeah, so it played a little shorter, but your point was, man, you still got to hit shots. You still have to make putts. You still have to get the ball in the freaking hole.
Absolutely. You still got to execute shots, and you got to put them in the right spot. And when you don't, you got to find a way to manufacture the ball around the green to get it in the hole. You still got to, say it all the time, you still got to chip and putt. So whether you play the most forward tee or the back tee, you still have to chip and putt, which is obviously one of the least practiced things, but it's such a fine and, tough situation just to continue to work on, to have great motion and great mechanics to help get the golf ball as close as you can to the hole. Because whether you play the shortest it could be or junior league tees, you still got to get it in the hole, and it's tough.
Nick Nee is the director of golf out at the Sandia Golf Club and one of the best teaching pros there is in our area. And you perfect segue into where I wanted to go with this. This game is so hard. And I've been reminded over the last couple of weeks as I've started to lose it and thinking I need to go see Nick Nee and get it lessened because boy, do I need help. But we were reminded at the Open, the U.S. Open, when we watched Rory McIlroy miss 2 putts on 16 and 18 from inside 4 feet. And people are like, how can you miss that? Well, go out and put $5 on the line and see how it feels, let alone the U.S. Open. And then last week we watched Akshay Bhatia, who hadn't 3-putted all week. 3 putts 18 from 32 feet, and it gives the victory to Cam Davis. And I think we were just reminded how hard it is, and these guys do spend hours on the putting green. And this is what they do, and it is so dang hard. When you watched Akshay, because when I watched that last week, Nick, it just brought back the whole Rory thing to me. And I don't know if it validated what Rory did, but it certainly emphasized how damn hard it is to putt, let alone from 32 feet from making a 4-foot putt.
Absolutely. And you take, standard speed on the greens, around here, anywhere from 10.5 to 11.5, maybe 12 on the Centimeter. But those guys are putting on 13, 14s. They are so fast. They're so slopey. They put them in these little areas where they have very little straight putts. I think you're right. I think it reminds of Roy, but I love his comment, Akshay's comment after, is just a little bit of nerves and, he's human. And when you have that, it's like, man, is it hard to just continue to focus for 4 straight rounds and try to get the ball, in areas where you can score. And when you can't, you see what happens. And I thought it was very telling, like I said, his comment of, I'm human. And the game is so hard. Sometimes you got to just, it's just not your day. And that's tough. It's tough to own that when you have 3 really good, solid rounds of 71 great holes and you just have one 3-putt that costs you a tournament.
I hate the word choke. And you've listened to my show long enough. I hate the word choke, and I don't know that I think Rory choked or Akshay choked, or maybe they did. I mean, you define it, but it shows how hard it is. These are the best in the world to do it, and it's harder when the narrative is, well, he didn't miss one all week until the last hole, or Rory was, what was it, 459 of his last 459 within 4 feet until he missed the one on 16. Well, I don't know. Does that mean he's really good, or did he crack under pressure, or was he due to miss one, or the game's really freaking hard?
Yeah, game's really freaking hard, and take, like I said, speed, and then the slope that those guys put on it's anywhere from 3 to 5% grade of slope. They're putting it, and they have to aim 3 feet outside the hole or 2.5 feet outside the hole. You go try that with the slider downhill, left to right. Yep. Be interested how many out of 10 you can make, because it's not a high percentage.
Yeah, I don't know if you plan on focusing on putting, but I got a question for you, and I think we all look at putts. And at least me, and the courses that I play, and any course around here, right? Oh, it's going to fall away from the mountain, and it's going to go to the river. And I have a hard time ever convincing myself it's a straight putt. And how do you just trust what you see sometimes when in putting?
Yeah, good question. It's tough. I don't like to look at it as a straight putt unless you really have something that's on the straight line.
Well, how do you know?
You can pick a straight point. What I like to do is, if you get into a situation where you have a breaking putt, what I like to do is get on the low side of that and get halfway between your ball and the hole on the low side. So if it's left to right, you kind of get to the right of your ball, get to the low point, and you can kind of see the severity of that slope. And then what you want to do is people talk about a straight line, but trusting what you see, and then go pick the apex and just see where it's going to fall from. And that's where you got to just get the ball up to. But I like to get to the low side, and I like to see halfway between my ball and the hole, just the severity of that slope, so I can trust the line that I got to pick to hit it to the apex of the break.
So you're looking, if it's breaking left to right, you go halfway and you're on the right side, and then you're looking up, theoretically up the hill, right? Whether it's a short slope or whatever, and just to see how much you think it's going to break.
Correct. Yeah, I just want to see if I can depict the severity of that slope, and then as I get behind it, I trust that slope, and I just pick my apex, and I just trust that. And after that, I focus more on speed than line. Yeah. But I'm very simplistic when it comes to putting, because I don't want to overanalyze too much, and I couldn't do aim point. I can't do all these other things that the better guys at putting do, but I just want to see the severity so I can trust that apex. And sometimes you pick the right one, sometimes you pick the wrong one, but more times than not, you're going to at least get it high enough to see the break. Once you get to that low side, you'll be able to trust getting it that high depending on the break.
I'm taking you down a rabbit hole. Maybe you didn't want to go, but I'm there now. So are you a guy, so do you look at a near point or a far point? Meaning I got a 20-foot putt. All right. And I look at it, and to me, it's simple to say it's a cup and a half left to right. Somebody else will look at it and say, yeah, you see this little burnt mark right here, and they're looking 5 feet out. Go over that. And that does me no good, but I know for a lot of people, they like to get on those short lines. I need to see the long distance. Does that make sense?
It does, and that's a great point because I just had this lengthy conversation with one of our juniors that's going to play at the IMG World Championship, and I told him, what I look at, I want to be really good at 3-foot putts.
Yes.
So if I have a 12-foot putt, I want to be really good for 4 segments of 3 feet. And I want to really roll the ball over my line in the first 3 feet. And if I can do that, now I can work on my speed from up to 12 or however long the distance is. But I focus it at roughly 3 feet increments. So if I have an inside 3-foot putt, I want to be pretty darn good at those because I trust the lines that I'm going to take. If I have, a 10-foot putt, I want to be really good at 3 feet plus a little more. So I just break it down as 3-foot increments. And if I'm really good for 3 feet at a time, I just compound and pair those all together depending on how far I got. But I really want to roll the ball in a consistent manner, really good on my 3-foot mark. And if I do that time and time again, usually I can put together some pretty good putts throughout the round.
Yeah, that's so good. All right. I know that's not where you're going. I appreciate you helping me because I've been putting it all right, but I know there's a lot of different theories on it. All right. What do you got for a golf tip for us?
Yeah, good golf tip. I'll go away from kind of putting, but more connection. Might have talked about it before, but what you're going to do is get a towel. As we kind of get through the season, now we kind of get, hopefully everyone's playing a little bit more. We got some speed back into the swing, but now we really want to focus on our body. So wrap that towel around your chest. You're going to pinch it against your elbows. All we're going to do is work up to the hinge point, so we're going to get our hands up to about hip high. And really what we're feeling is how the body turns and rotates and is the engine of the club, and allows that club, our body, to kind of get that club to go through. You're going to keep that towel pinched around your armpits, or under your armpits, rather, and just continue to rotate and feel how that connection between you, the golf club, and your arms are, again, your body's the engine operating the arms, and you're not real handy. So wrap that towel around your chest, work on some connection. Do it with the ball, do it without a ball, but we always start it when we do it with our kiddos is just to feel connection, and we go very slow motion to kind of feel how we get to the hinge point, how we get down and the body leads the downswing, and then we kind of finish through with our chest pointing to the target, keeping that towel under our armpits, a really good connection to make sure that the body's the engine of the club. What you'll see is you'll hit more effortless shots and a little bit more power.
So good. If you're looking for instruction, there's nowhere better. San Diego Golf Club's got Nick and a great team of pros out there that'll help your game. Nick, let people know how to get a hold of you and what's going on out at your place.
Yeah, check us out at sandiegogolf.com. All of our contact information is there for our PGA coaches. We got 5 of us. We're fantastic. Davis Chung, who used to play for New Mexico State. Ben Gasparich, who was a PGA PGM program in New Mexico State graduate. So a lot of great teachers, a lot of great coaches as you kind of hone in your game this summer. Come in and stop by the grill. But right now what we got going on, Ben and I are actually participating in a birdie bash. So check us out on all of our social media outlets, Instagram at San Diego Golf, Facebook at San Diego Golf. And there's a way to donate. You can donate or pledge per birdie that we make. We're trying to make 36 birdies over 72 holes at the UNM Championship course. So please help support us. It supports the Sun Country Foundation, and it also supports UNM Children's Hospital. So check us out on all social media. Our link will be up on our webpage today. So please help and support Ben and I as we try and raise some funds for some kiddos.
That's really good. I'm proud of you for doing that. Enjoy the weekend. I'm out next Friday. It'll be you and JJ. I'll be back in the Friday after, but appreciate you. Play good golf. And again, go to San Diego Golf, all their socials, and help them with what they're doing with the, what did you call it, birdies for?
Yeah, it's the Birdie Bash. It's a Play Yellow initiative by Jack Nicklaus, but it's going to benefit UNM Children's Hospital and our Sun Country Foundation. So check us out, and you can, like I said, donate flat donation or pledge by birdie that we make. That's what we suggest, and we try and make as many birdies so we can all have fun and support some kids at the UNM Children's Hospital.
All right, enjoy the weekend. Always appreciate you. Get over to San Diego Golf for everything they got to offer, and go enjoy it. I'll talk to you next week or the week after, Nick.
Yes, sir. Y'all enjoy the weekend.
Be well. He is the best. He is Nick Nee, and it's so good. I don't know what you got out of that if you don't play. Maybe you glazed over on some of that, but it helped me And I think it probably helps some of you. It's one of those things. We started doing these golf tips with Matt Malloy years ago, and people are like, golf tips on the radio, whatever. And I can't tell you how many times over the years people have said between what Matt used to do and what Nick does now, dude, I tried that and it really helps. It took a few strokes off my game. So hopefully you get something out of that and then get out to Sandy and have a good time. It's the Opening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spout, get ready.
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part,
so that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Properties is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Sweet Rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
By the way, I love the perspective on shooting a 59. I mean, it doesn't matter what tees you're hitting from. And yeah, it's shorter if you go up, whatever. But those guys are playing from as far back as they go. You still got to get up and down, put the ball in the hole, make chips, make putts, put the ball where you need to. It's 59's insane, man. That 12 under par on that golf course is nuts. Opening drive, Jefferson Vieta and Gato Roberto, who's in for JJ today. So, what are you in just on this show, or what else you got to do today?
Well, after the show, I'm going to go drive Uber.
All right. So they're only making you work this show.
Yeah.
So you're kind of on this show now for, the better part of the next 3 weeks, except for next week.
Well, next week it's Friday, and then all of the following week.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense, because then this is summer vacation time. I am going to start. I got some time to burn. I've got some trips to take before my little girl goes off to college. Got to get her up there, and so what would be an Uber drive like? How much would it? Can you get us up to Ann Arbor, Michigan?
I don't think they allow quite that far. My longest trip has been from basically Costco on Renaissance up to Taos. That's been my longest trip.
How do you feel when you get one of those? Is that because then you got to get back and
it's the deadhead, deadhead coming back that's the bad part.
Right.
So I stopped in Santa Fe, did a couple of trips there, and then.
Do you require a minimum tip or something when you do that?
No, tips are never required.
Or asked. Did that person tip appropriately for a trip to Taos?
This person did not, because it was paid for by the facility that was sending her back home.
Well, then she should have tipped, because she didn't even have to pay for it.
Well, it didn't happen.
That sucks. See,
but we had a good time going up. We sang songs. We talked.
You sang songs?
Yeah. Thanks. We had a nice time.
That's good.
Stopped and got something to eat along the way, a little snack.
Beautiful.
She was a nice lady.
All right, when we get back, they were the Splash Brothers. I was thinking like the Step Splash Brothers or the Splash Step Brothers. What do you think of Splash Buddies? That might be it. It's the opening drive, the reincarnation of the Warriors, Steph Curry and Buddy Hield. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Sound.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hey, look, it's Dwight Goodman.
This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom. Boom.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
The best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Merry 5th of July. Hopefully you have the day off. Some of us work. This isn't work, Bob. I mean,
No,
it is, coming in and hanging out with you, talking about how many butter sticks you can eat in 5 minutes. That's not work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we did veer off the track.
Well, but you're the one who told me it's sport.
Well,
and this being sports radio, and And as they like to say, sports adjacent.
That's the afternoon show.
I understand. Look, I think we've been sports adjacent for 16 years. We just
well, we do sports a little bit more than they do in the afternoon.
A little bit. That's fine. I mean, everybody's got their way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, I got no problem with that. But you were trying to convince me earlier that competitive eating is a sport. And I said, stop it. And then you said, well, I mean, you have to train for it, and it's physical that you have to. I'm like, okay. Kind of listen to it. You haven't sold me. I don't think it's a sport. I think it's a competition.
I go with that, and
because that would say that those are athletes, and I'm struggling to think people who are able to jam 4 32-ounce bowls of mayonnaise down their throat in 8 minutes are athletes.
Well, no,
but okay. They have a talent.
They have a talent. They have a competition. It's not a sport, but they do have to kind of train and discipline and everything like an athlete.
So, all right. So do the majorettes in a cheer squad. So does the tuba player for the marching band. I mean, it's a discipline.
It's a discipline. You have to train for it. You have to do things.
I'll even give you that. I'll give you. It's a discipline.
And those cheerleaders, Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I've read up on them a little bit. They're they do a lot of competition and acrobats.
No doubt.
Those are athletes. There's a lot of athletics.
No doubt.
But not all of them are
sports.
Yep.
Okay.
In that sense.
All right. All right, if you're waking up this morning, Cowboy fan, a little bit of news on your quarterback. No, he has not signed a contract, but nor is he longer in a walking boot, according to reports. You're like, wait, what? Dak Prescott was in a walking boot? I know, who knew, right? But he recently had a minor right foot sprain and temporarily was in a walking boot, according to ESPN. There was a picture on X. Somebody saw him in Cabo. You can't go anywhere, man. You're down in Cabo. Dude, that's Dak Prescott. Dude, he's in a walking boot. Click. I'm famous. I'm on X. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere.
Price of celebrity.
He was seen in a walking boot on vacation in Cabo recently. And there's no way to say when the picture was taken. Now, he's no longer in the walking boot, and the injury is not expected to impact him when camp starts on July 25th, which is coming quick. So it's not known how he got the injury, but now remember, he did have a right ankle injury week 5 of the 2020 season, cost him the season. And so there is some concern on that. College football, next week, media days in Vegas. Big 12's there, Mountain West is there. Bronco Mendenhall will be with us on Monday at 9 o'clock. So right about now, on Monday. So if you're in your car now, or if you're around now, you want to hear what Bronco has to say headed into what really is the start of the season now, right? With media days and then camp and everything else. So Bronco Mendenhall Monday, the Lobo football coach, will be with us coming up at 9 o'clock. All right. How do you like the name Splash Buddies? I think this is what's going to stick, but I don't love it.
It does sound a little funny.
Okay. I thought the Steph Curry, Klay Thompson backcourt at Golden State for the last 13 years. First of all, when people say what's one of the best backcourts ever, I have to throw that to the top of the list. But they were the Splash Brothers because the two of them hit so many three-pointers and splash, and it was. I thought it was a great name. You know where I am on nicknames, man. You miss me with the K-Dubs and the J. Wills and that kind of stuff. But when you tell me the Great One or Charlie Hustle or the Sultan of SWAT, or those are nicknames, right? So I thought Splash Brothers was great. Well, Klay Thompson last week left the Warriors and signed with the Mavericks, and so they're no longer the Splash Brothers. And over the last couple of days, it has come out that the Warriors are agreeing to a deal with Buddy Hield. Now, Buddy Hield is a terrific shooter. Buddy Hield is like, it's him and Steph Curry who have made the most threes over the last 5 years in the NBA. Buddy Hield shoots about 40% from threes. He's got 1,924 three-pointers at a 40% clip over the last 8 seasons. Last season, he was 38.6% from deep. And he played 84 games for the Pacers. That's a league high. He played in every game plus the extra one. Right? So he's that good. I was thinking Splash Stepbrothers. They're going with Splash Buddies. And I'm good with it except for Buddy Hield's name is in the name of their nickname, and Steph Curry's the A-lister here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is Steph's thing. But Splash Buddies is good, I guess. They're not brothers, but they're Splash Buddies because his name is Buddy. But it almost gives Buddy Hield the A spot on the marquee over Steph Curry. You see where I'm going with this? Like, Steph Curry's the dude. Steph Curry's the best shooter we've ever seen. Now, look, Buddy Hield's really good. But I think it really feels like, I'm looking at the social media stuff and the stories on this, it looks like Splash Buddies is what's going to stick for them. And I guess what's in a name, what's in a moniker, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. Is there something better than Splash Buddies? They can't be the Splash Brothers. That's Steph and Clay.
I can't think of a
different
way of doing it.
Well, to me, I was thinking Splash Stepbrothers. Right?
Yeah.
But that's probably not. Splash Buddies is, I kind of like it except for his name's Buddy, dude. He's not the dude. But I guess you spell it differently, right? Buddy Hield is Buddy and Buddies is plural IES. Splash Buddies. Oh, I'm all right. All right. I'll live with it. They'll live with it as long as, who cares? It's a nickname. But that's what's starting to hit. The Splash Buddies. So get used to that. But yeah, but by the way, the Buddy Hield deal, it sounds like that's going down. It's a sign and trade from what I understand. Warriors are going to give him $21 million a year. So he'll get $18 million in the first 2 years and a $3 million partial guarantee for the 26-27 season, as well as a player option for a non-guaranteed fourth year. So it's a sign and trade deal with the 76ers. Golden State will send Philadelphia. It is so crazy to me. The second round pick in 2031 that it received from Dallas in the Klay Thompson sign and trade, 2031. None of these people are going to be in their jobs in 2031. The GM's not going to be there. The head coach isn't going to be there. But wait, let's start trading away picks in 2031. Okay. So Curry and Hield is the top 2 3-point scorers over the past 5 seasons. So, dude, they can shoot. Whatever you think, and I know where JJ is on this, they're not very good. And if you put Golden State up against the rest of the West with Minnesota and Denver and Dallas and Oklahoma City, and then you got Phoenix and the Lakers and New Orleans and Memphis and everybody else who's, where are they? But this is their attempt to fill the void that Klay Thompson left as he heads to Dallas after 12 years with the Warriors. The Warriors have also signed DeAnthony Melton and Kyle Anderson, so they've got decent versatility on both ends of the floor. Last year, and this is, we talk about what's the best ability you can have. We've talked about this so many times. It's availability. Buddy Hield's available. He played in a league-high 84 regular season games for the Sixers and the Pacers last year. 12.1 points, 3.2 rebounds, averaged over 25 minutes a game. Now, he struggled with his shooting in the playoffs, outside of that one game where he hit 6 threes in the season-ending loss to the Knicks. It was Game 6 of the first round. I like this for them. I think this is an interesting fill as they try to retain or at least regain some part of what they have been. They have been the dynasty in the NBA over the last decade. And it's been Steph and Clay. Clay is gone. Is it Steph and Buddy? The Splash Buddies? We'll see. But that was their deal. And that's who they went. All right. The Lakers made public their deal with Bronny James. I got some thoughts on what Bronny had to say over the weekend and the reaction to it and what his contract is. You're welcome to get in today, 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animals phone line and our text line. Your emails come in this morning. Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com and JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. He'll get it on Monday. When we come back, the Bronny signing, what it means, what it's worth, and what it will pay. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Congratulations to
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Started shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
A burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
All right, you got to look at Bronny James probably. Whether you watched the whole press conference or just saw a clip, I'm going to guess by now you might have seen Bronny in what the Lakers announcement. He got a 4-year deal. This is the 55th overall pick of the draft. So this was the 5th to last pick or 4th to last pick in the draft. It's only 2 rounds. 4 years, $7.9 million with the Lakers. A little under $2 million a year. And he reached his rookie deal the same day that Daddy agreed to an extension. So I think between the two of them, they're going to be okay. Daddy signed 2 years, $104 million. So they'll be the first father-son duo in NBA history, and they'll play for the Lakers. Bronny's contract, by the way, if you care, $1.15 million the first year, 1.95, 2.29, and then 2.4, whatever. What do you make of what you saw from him and the way he handled himself? And he is going to be the most scrutinized. There's a part of me, and I know it's contradictory. How do you feel bad for that kid, right? Kid grew up, certainly silver spooned. Everything he wants. He's a good player. His daddy's LeBron James. He everything he ever wanted. But he's going to be under a microscope that in some respects he asked for, and in some respects he didn't. He asked for it by being a professional basketball player. He wants to be a pro basketball player. Every pro basketball, it's like we're just talking about Dak walking around in Cabo. You can't get away. Somebody sees him in a walking boot and he's on social media. So when you put yourself in the spotlight, and Bob, I don't care if you're an athlete or a politician or a musician or a movie star or hell, a television or radio personality, whatever, right? At some point, you can't complain when people know who you are and hold you to whatever standard they hold you to.
Right.
By the same token, he is going to be under scrutiny that no one. I read a list the other day of guys who were picked 55th in the NBA draft, right where he is, and there's nobody. I mean, Patty Mills was the best player at number 55, and Patty Mills was a fine player. Came out of St. Mary's. He was fine.
Isn't Bronny younger than that person though?
Bronny is probably a little younger because he came out after his freshman season.
Yeah. So Bronny's got time to develop. And that's the thing, but he always has that thing over him, did I get this because of my daddy or did I get it because of my merit?
He's never going to be as good as his dad. Okay.
You can't say
no. There's a few things, right? Ken Griffey Jr. was better than his dad. You can argue Vlad Guerrero Jr. with the Blue Jays is better than his dad. But his dad is one of the 2 to 3 to 4 or whatever some people say is the best player ever. He's not going to be that. His dad is 6'8", 250 pounds of just bully. Bronny is 6'1", maybe not. He's just not that dude. Now, can he be a good NBA player? Yeah, he might be. Will that ever be good enough?
Yeah, we'll find out, won't we, in the next few years?
Yeah, we're going to watch this thing. I just think it feels like, and I don't know the young man, and Bob, I'm not a big fan of LeBron James. He's not my guy. Whatever.
Just whatever, yeah.
I think he's an unbelievable basketball player. I respect him as a player. The fact that he's going like he is, he's going to be 40 years old in December and still is play. I have mad respect for his game.
Yeah.
He's just, I'm not a big LeBron James fan. But that's, again, you can be. We can get into that another day or we can get into it today. I don't even care. All right? But I have mad respect for him. But for the young man, I'm kind of rooting for him. Here's a guy who had a heart issue and collapsed a year ago. Came back and averaged 4.8 points a game at USC. Played 19 minutes in 40-minute games. And the scrutiny is going to be on him. It's unbelievable. I wonder, and I've asked this so many times, if they put him in the right spot. Would he have been better going somewhere else away from his dad? How can you possibly be objective as a dad when he's on your team and if the Lakers say, we want to send him down to the G League to get him some playing time? How do you separate yourself from, no, he's better than that dude, and that dude. And then he walks in the locker room and there's all these veterans who.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, man. JJ Redick's their new head coach.
Thank you, LeBron.
Well, I'm sorry?
Thank you, LeBron.
100%. Quote from J.J. Redick. We view Bronny as a case study, one, because of his base level of feel, athleticism, point of attack defender, shooting, passing. There's a lot to like about his game, and as we build out our player development program holistically, he's going to have a great opportunity to become an excellent NBA player. Okay. He'll be on their summer league team, which will play in San Francisco next weekend. By the way, Dalton Knecht was their number one pick. Like they rolled out this guy. Normally teams roll out their number one pick, and here's our first round pick, and we're so happy to have this poor guy, Dalton Knecht, who was picked 17th overall, who was the SEC Player of the Year out of Tennessee. It's like,
passed over.
Oh wait, did they get? Oh yeah, I forgot they got that dude.
Yeah,
that's a guy who might be able to contribute right away.
Yeah.
So the Lakers have done a few good things over the summer. And I think they've swung and missed on a lot. But let me give you a couple things that they did do. The coaching staff with J.J. Redick is really strong. So over the last couple of days, the Lakers have announced that they're hiring Scott Brooks and Nate McMillan as assistant coaches. Both guys are former NBA coaches and former good NBA coaches. Scott Brooks was really good. Helped Chauncey Billups make the transition to head coach with the Blazers. But before his 3 year stint in Portland, he was the head coach at Oklahoma City from 2008 to 2015, was really good. He was with Washington 06 to 21. Nate McMillan, who was a terrific player with the Seattle Supersonics, was the head coach in Atlanta. He was head coach in Indianapolis, or in Indiana. The Trailblazers, the Supersonics. So a lot of credit to J.J. Redick, a first-time head coach in the NBA, not being afraid to go out and get guys who might be better than him at what he does. You know how they tell you, surround yourself with people smarter than you? I don't know if they're smarter or better, but J.J. was smart enough to go out and find 2 dudes who have done this at this level for multiple years and have been successful. And he's not afraid that they might be better, that, oh my goodness, if I get fired, one of them is going to take the job. Now, look, maybe the next head coach of the Lakers is sitting on the bench and it's going to be Nate McMillan or Scotty Brooks. Maybe not. But I got a lot of respect for JJ to go out and say, I know I got to hire a hell of a staff. It's like if you get a job in a new field or doing something brand new, you bringing in somebody that has done it before, they're going to work under you, but they're going to help you and support you because you're only as good as the people you hire.
That's right.
I think it's terrific. I think it's so. I think they won that. Now that's all they've won because it's basically been a summer of rejection for them. Rob Pelinka, their general manager, has been out and trying to find. He wanted Clay. He didn't get Clay. He wanted Paul George. He didn't get Paul George. DeMar DeRozan's still there, but is he a Laker? It's going to be what you got. They added Dalton Knecht out of the draft, who I do believe Dalton Knecht is going to be able to help them. Is he a difference maker? No, he's not a difference maker. He's a guy who can shoot. They signed Max Christie for $30-something million. You're like, what are we doing here? But Laker fan, I'm really interested. What did you see out of Bronny? Did he impress you? Or does it matter? I mean, it could really be just whatever, man. He's the last guy on the bench, and he's LeBron James's kid, and whatever. I firmly believe that they should, first or second game of the year, their first home game, run Bronny out there in the third quarter, him and his dad make history, get the standing ovation, get everything on video, have him throw a lob to his dad, have his dad set him up, and then go on with their life.
Yeah. Just get it over with.
Yes.
Everybody is waiting for that.
That's right.
So get it over with.
Get your piece of history.
Let the kids play in the summer league. Let them develop his skills and see where it goes.
Yep. I think that's right. All right, 505-246-0610. You're sending me emails, Jeff, at sportsanimalabq.com. I'm in with Gato Roberto today. We'll hit some NFL stuff when we get back. Dak Prescott's injury. There's a suspension. I want you, if you've seen the Hard Knocks, Hard Knocks offseason, I really want your thoughts on what they're doing with the Giants. Hey, are you hosting an event? Like any sort of event. I don't care if it's a big event, it's a wedding, it's a meeting, it's a gathering, anywhere from 2 people to 2,000 or 20,000 people. I got the ideal event venue for you, and it's right in the heart of downtown Albuquerque. It's the diverse spaces of the Albuquerque Convention Center. They can accommodate anything imaginable, from intimate meetings and gatherings to grand expos and conferences. They've got staff, service, food and beverage options that go above and beyond. It will make your dream event a reality, and everyone will be happy. Isleta New Mexico Bowl, we have used the convention center as long as I can remember. I don't know if it's been every year in the 18, but I'll tell you what, it's been a long, long time. We host a player event there on Thursday at Bull Week. Their staff has been great. It's been ideal loading in and out. They're accessible. They've got so much space that it'll accommodate whatever you need. I was just at the Hall of Fame, the Mexico Sports Hall of Fame induction banquet 2 weekends ago. I emceed that at the convention center. Easy in, easy out, great service, great food. If you are looking to host an event, maybe you've not in the past thought about the Albuquerque Convention Center, I think you should think about it now. Call them, figure out what it is you want to do, and they will walk you through it, and they will take care of you. The number is 505-768-4575. 505-768-4575, or go online at albuquerquecc.com. It's all right there. It's the Albuquerque Convention Center. Be at the center of it all. Book at the Albuquerque Convention Center today.
Congratulations to Jeff Symbieta.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Cross-Camara here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burkia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom!
Seriously? You expect me to drive while you aren't wearing seatbelts?
What's the worst that can happen?
Seriously? Buckle up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is anybody working today? We're working. I think they're working at the golf course. I got an 11:03 tee time.
Well, at least that's something. 11:03.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can make that, right?
Where is it? Which course?
I mean, it's close by.
Okay.
I mean, it's in town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 15 minutes away.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's easy enough.
Yeah, I can get up there. I can,
limber up,
change my shoes, hit a few balls.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe.
I mean, who cares? Obviously
you care.
Well, I got a little work to do too. So I'm kind of working today too. But I am working, but it's hard because nobody else is working. It's hard to work when nobody else is working. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah.
I mean, how do you get anything done? See what I'm saying?
It's always like that when any holiday is in the middle of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those days are the worst for holidays.
Yeah, or best, depending if you take the rest of the week off.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, you save up your vacation time, I guess, and take a day here and there.
Yep. All right, Lynn wants to know about global football. What can we expect in the opener as far as attendance, Jeff? Seems like they've finally made the changes the OD has been crying for years. They moved Montana State off of Labor Day weekend. Pope Joy doesn't open until September, so they're clear there. Baseball and soccer both on the road. Global football will be the only show in town other than a few high school games. Will it result in the OD putting their money down with extra traffic at the ticket windows? I don't know. I'm interested to see. So it'll be week 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
So week before Labor Day. And is there going to be excitement around global football with the new Bronco Mendenhall staff? I'm really interested to see. Now, Montana State is a good FCS team. I know people go, they should beat Montana, just because you don't know Montana State. Montana State is a good FCS team. FCS teams beat FBS teams a couple times a year. You see one every year, every September, somebody's beating somebody, right? North Dakota State beats somebody, or Weber State beats Utah State, or whatever. And you always just don't want to be. It's happened here. Portland State came in here and beat New Mexico. It's happened. What was it? Liberty wasn't. This is before Liberty was in Conference USA. I don't know if they'd moved up. I think they had. I think they were independent. Man, when they came in and beat New Mexico, people lost their minds. I don't know. It's a tough schedule. I'm interested to see as we start over the next couple of weeks and over the next month, as we start going through this, and will people start getting into global football? Will they start really getting into it? So we'll see. Francis Tiafoe won that last game, so it is 4-4. The American Tiafoe, who is, I got to find this somewhere, man. It's got to be on one of my channels, doesn't it? He is the 29th ranked player there. And he is leading Carlos Alcaraz 2-1 at Wimbledon. And this is major stuff going on there. All right, I found it. So I'll keep you updated on this as we go. But this is something. I don't know. What do you think? You think people are going to come out for global football? You think they're with the new coach? And look, Bronco Mendenhall has had success everywhere he's been. And he's going to be with us on Monday. I'm looking forward to talking to it about where the players are. From what I understand, he was telling the 6-man and alumni groups, not all the players have earned their numbers yet. If you recall, during spring practice a few months ago, there were players out there with no numbers. They had to earn their numbers. That's that whole earned, not given. They haven't all earned it yet. This is the most what's the word I'm looking for? I think you have the least amount of feel about this Lobo team than any Lobo team in the last, I can't recall, because you just don't know who they are and what they're going to be. I think they got a good quarterback, and I think that's a big deal. And if you look around this league, and we're really going to dive into this next week, there's not a ton of great quarterbacks returning in the Mountain West Conference. Devin Dampier coming back and being the presumptive starter, and I don't want to assume anything because I don't know where Bronco's going to go with this and who's going to win that job. And there's been guys brought in to compete. But if you tell me, all right, Devin Dampier is your quarterback, I like what I got to start. And there's been plenty of years where we've gone into this thing going, I don't know who the hell the quarterback is. Right? And so I think you got a good quarterback. What's around him? Your biggest issue is your offensive and defensive lines, from what I understand. We'll talk to Bronco about it. You had a good offensive line on a 4-win team last year, and they all left. They're all gone. It's completely rebuilt. So, Lynn, I don't know that I've got a feel, man. I don't know. Jack says, drive to Ann Arbor with Bobcat. Jeff, I think that would be a trip Addie would never forget with all the life lessons learned. It's from Jack.
Don't know about that one.
So I think I kind of got it planned. I think we're going to go Oklahoma City to St. Louis to Ann Arbor. It's like 7, 7, and 6 or something, or 7, 6, and 7. Or that doesn't seem like a lot. And we could even break it up. We have an extra day in there that, I padded it.
Okay, smart.
Yeah.
Never know.
Yeah, so we could like slow it down or speed it up. Alcaraz won the next game, so it's 5-4, and Tiafoe is serving, and he's up 15-love in the game, and it's 5-4, 2 sets to 1. Tiafoe. This is kind of a big deal. Tiafoe looks great, man. Man, if this is what American tennis needs. If they could get a star, you haven't had a good American tennis star in a while. I mean, in a while, probably Sampras, right? On the men's side. The women have. The women certainly have. Do you do the tennis at all, Bob?
No.
No? Don't like it, or it's just not your thing?
Other than banging the ball against the garage door when I was growing up. I never played a round of tennis.
You never played
I never played tennis. I did play racquetball.
Yeah, racquetball's
squash.
Fun. Yeah.
I played both of those, and I enjoyed them, but
I
never
like
tennis.
that. What's the difference between squash and racquetball?
Well, for one thing, the size of the racket.
Right. The squash racket's bigger, right?
No.
Smaller?
Smaller.
Okay.
Are
the rules different? Same concept, right?
Don't remember.
You play in the same little room.
Court.
Yeah,
same court.
Sorry,
but I don't remember exactly the rules. It was a very long time ago because I just got didn't have time for it.
Yeah, I got into the racquetball for a minute when I was trying to get in shape and I had somebody to play with.
Yeah,
I actually got into it. It was fun. I mean, I wasn't very good at it. It looks like, oh yeah, I could do this, and then I'm like, oh damn, this is hard.
Well, one problem now is my mind still thinks that I can dive for the ball, and my body says, no, you can't.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the first time that happened. I was on the basketball court. My mind remembers, oh yeah, you can do this, and my knee's like, no, you really can't anymore.
So I've been thinking about looking into pickleball, but
that's big, dude.
Yeah,
that's big. Up at the Canyon Club, they used to have all these tennis courts. I think they have 2 tennis courts now. They turn them all into pickleball courts.
Okay, I might look into it, but again, my time is limited.
Yeah, no, as we all are.
And I am horribly out of shape.
Well, that's the way to get back in shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, Tiafoe just evened it up, so it's 5-5. He won the first set 7-5. Alcaraz came back and won the second set 6-2. Tiafoe, the American, won the third set 6-4. It's 5-5 with Alcaraz serving in the fourth, and Tiafoe with an opportunity, man. This would stun Wimbledon. This would be one of those where, I mean, Alcaraz is the up and coming it. He is, there's Djokovic, and then there's Alcaraz right now. I mean, he is the up and coming it, and if not already here. So, all right, wrap it up when we get back. You still have time to get in. 505-246-0610. I'll get you everything you got to know as you go into your weekend, which should be a fun weekend. It's the opening drive. Jeff Sibiera and Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This is Sean Levine with the Sports Minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
We here at Clark's Pet Emporium welcome you to bring in your pets. We know that having your pet with you makes the experience of shopping for them even better. And we welcome you to bring your kids also. Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like and show that you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
Point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
Friday.
totally spaced it.
No, that's all right. I just realized it was Friday, and I don't know that there's been a Friday in the last 16 years we didn't host on the show. So I'll wrap you up as we go. Patrick Bertoletti is your guy. He's the guy who won the Nathan's hot dog eating contest for the men. Mickey Sudo won for the ladies. Meanwhile, Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi got together at Fort Bliss, and Chestnut when he threw 57 hot dogs down his neck in 10 minutes. Tony Romo, the Cowboys quarterback, has been spotted wearing a boot, although supposedly is not wearing it anymore. He was in Cabo, and somebody took a picture of him. He's got a minor foot injury, but supposedly he's going to be okay. Wimbledon right now, you got a good one going. Francis Tiafoe of America, the United States thereof, is beating Carlos Alcaraz 2-1 and about ready to go to a tiebreaker in the fourth set. This would be a gigantic thing. New Mexico United was a winner on Wednesday. They beat Orange County Soccer Club, or Orange County SC, 2-0, and they are undefeated at home this season. And Buddy Hield is going to sign with the Warriors, and I guess they're going to call them the Splash Buddies instead of the Splash Brothers. And that's going to somewhat replace Klay Thompson. All right.
Thank you for the reminder.
No, man, I just, I'd hoed, and I'm like, something's
it doesn't
off.
feel like Friday.
I don't feel like it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a holiday weekend hope.
I am sure glad that I don't.
What?
That there's no bet that I could outlast you.
I got a little dizzy.
Yeah.
But see, I've trained for this, Bob.
Oh,
but that doesn't make it a sport.
Oh, okay,
you
back
see,
to that.
I don't even know that it's a competition.
Well,
you know, my whole life, if I ever hear that song, it's going to be Friday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, thanks again for the reminder.
No, thanks for doing it. There were a couple, like, we've been doing this show. What's today? The 3rd? So, what's 14 and 3 is 20? I think it's
14
literally.
and 3 is 17.
Oh, yeah. So the 27th of this month, I think. I'll look at the exact date. Will be 16 years of this show. And there's some
Sweet
songs,
16.
Seriously. There's some songs that just hit me, like that Air Force One. Skip used to play it as the final segment of this show all the time. The Peaches song, Presidents of the United States of America, it used to be one of the segments, and it was just, that's how it always used to be. So I'll just ingrained in my head. Yeah. All right, what do you got going into the weekend? You get Wimbledon, you get the John Deere, you get some baseball. It's international. You get Euro soccer. You get Copa America. So you got all kinds of different stuff that you could look for, and maybe you get out and, I don't know, play, swim, hike, do your thing.
A round of golf.
Yeah, maybe 2. I played Wednesday. I might play it. Well, I'm playing today. I might probably play Sunday. So that's 3 in 5 days. That's good, right?
Yeah.
Although I'm not getting better, man. It's I got to go see our guy Nick Nee.
Okay. Well, they say practice makes perfect, but not necessarily in golf.
Practice makes permanent. If you're practicing the wrong way, it doesn't make it perfect. You can practice the wrong thing all you want, but if you're not doing it the right way, it just makes it permanent.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. Because your muscles get into that bad habit.
And
that's what Nick is for.
That's what Nick is for. All right. Alcaraz is up 3-0 in the tiebreak. So if he wins this tiebreaker, it's 6-6. He'll win the fourth set 7-6 and take Francis Tiafoe to a decisive 5th. This is look, if you're into it, or you want to get into it, or you thought, what's the Wimbledon thing all about? They got an intense one going on right now at Wimbledon, and the American Francis Tiafoe is really trying to shock the world a little bit against Carlos Alcaraz. But right now, Alcaraz is just dominating in the tiebreak, and is going to go up 4-0. Yeah, so he's probably going to win this tiebreak. College football stuff again Monday. Bronco Mendenhall is going to be with us. Lobo football coach, 9:00 on Monday.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Jeff plus Bobcat equals hot dog worthy hoe. That's from Jack.
Thanks, Jack. I'm not sure.
Is that something to say thank you for? I mean, is that good or bad?
I'm not sure I like being referred to as a hot dog. But
You're a hot dog. You're a hot dog hoe.
Not as little as I did.
I don't even know what that means.
More of a little smoky.
I really don't. I'm just here.
Okay.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Okay.
And prefer to not to. The number one, this was interesting, and I guess this was a big deal. So the number one commit in the next recruiting class is a wide receiver, and went to Oregon. His name is Decorian Moore, and this was like super high Duncanville, Texas guy, number 5 overall, number 1 wide receiver, and he previously committed to LSU. He was being recruited by Ohio State. Oregon is who gets him. Oregon is, by the way, putting together, like, if you're looking for a team that was really close last year in college football, they did lose their quarterback, but I think they're going to be just fine there. Bo Nix is now the Broncos quarterback. But if you're looking for someone and saying, hey, that's a team that could make some noise and win the playoff, look for Oregon. They have put together a hell of a roster, and Dan Lanning is just a terrific coach. And what they're doing up there is I think it's pretty good. So if you're looking for something or someone as maybe somebody that's not on your Michigan, Alabama, Georgia radar, Oregon going into the Big Ten. Now they're going to have a hell of a hell of a schedule. And I think this is going to be really interesting to watch how SC and Oregon and UCLA and these teams that are going into their new league are going to handle their schedules, because Oregon non-conference will play Idaho and Boise State, and Oregon State is now non-conference for them. But they've got UCLA, Michigan State, Ohio State, Purdue, Illinois, Michigan, and with Maryland, Washington, or Wisconsin, Washington. And Washington's going to be really good now. Remember, Washington was in the national championship game. Now, understood, Kalen DeBoer's gone. Jedd Fisch is their new quarterback. I understand that they have had massive turnover there. But a lot of dudes stayed, and they brought some dudes from Arizona who got really good by the end of the year. Jedd Fisch is a heck of a coach. So Washington's going to be good. I'm interested just to see. I think the one that's going to struggle is going to be UCLA. But watching these teams now go into play in these Big 12 or Big 10 schedules, like SC, who it's a big year for SC, and it's a big year for Lincoln Riley as their head coach. SC opens the season in Vegas against LSU. They'll play Utah State, who I think is going to struggle. Then they go to Michigan. Then they go home for Wisconsin. Then they go to Minnesota. They get Penn State at home. They go from L.A. to Maryland and go see Mike Locksley and play a league game at Maryland. Then they get Rutgers. Then they get Washington on the road. I mean, the travel, man. At Michigan, at Minnesota, at Maryland. They got a schedule, man. This is SC. It's going to be interesting just to watch. I don't love it. In fact, I'll tell you, I so vehemently dislike the fact that the Pac-12 broke up. But now that we're here, now that this is the reality, I am really interested in seeing how some of these teams do and fare with these new schedules. And especially the teams that are going into the Big Ten. Like there's teams that are going to the Big 12. A lot of eyes are going to be on Colorado this year. What's the over-under on the Buffs? I'm interested to see what the thought is at Big 12 Media Day next week. Right? But as you look at them, do you like them better against Kansas State and Cincinnati and Texas Tech and Kansas? Maybe. Right? Maybe, as opposed to having to play Oregon and Washington, UCLA and USC? Yeah, maybe. They'll play Nebraska. That'll be a non-conference game on the road. But their league schedule: Baylor, UCF, Kansas State, Arizona, Cincinnati, Texas Tech, Utah, Kansas, and Oklahoma State. I mean, now that we're here, as much as I just don't like it, I'm all about it. Let's go watch it now. Yeah, I do want to see it. All right. Monday, be with us. JJ will be back. Gato Roberto's gone till Friday. Bob, thank you for getting up this morning. I know, gosh, especially on the 5th of July, nobody sleeps the night before.
Not much. The fireworks in our neighborhood were extensive and loud.
Well, I appreciate you getting up and doing this. Thank you. Adrian, thanks for working on the 5th of July.
Adrian, you're the man.
Looks great on the visuals. Jim Rome show is next. The Herd with Colin Coward after that. 2 Men On's in at 4. And then you get the Isotopes and the Chihuahuas. They're down in El Paso to play the Chihuahuas with Joe Traub today. Be good to each other, boys and girls. Have a great, safe weekend. And please be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. And we'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Light skin shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you.
I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Everguard Roofing and Solar. For nearly 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been working with New Mexicans to enhance their homes and businesses. For all your roofing and solar needs in New Mexico, call 505-821-9543.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is